Have you ever touched a wall and unknowingly trusted an invention that once terrified people? Every night, billions of fingers reach for a light switch without thinking. Click, darkness becomes light. Click, light disappears again. It feels so normal that nobody asks a strange question. Who was brave enough to put electricity inside the walls of a house and then invite people to touch it? Because when light switches first appeared, many people thought they were dangerous, unnatural, and possibly deadly. And the strange truth is, they weren't completely wrong. Imagine waking up in the late 1800s. The sun is setting, and darkness is slowly swallowing the streets outside. Inside your home, there is no switch on the wall, no button, no instant light. Instead, you reach for candles, maybe an oil lamp, maybe a gas lamp that fills the room with heat and smoke. The flame flickers as shadows dance across the walls. The smell of burning fuel hangs in the air. Every evening feels like a small battle against darkness. Children study by weak light. Families gather close together because only a small part of the room is illuminated. Outside, entire streets disappear into blackness after sunset. Night feels larger than it does today, more mysterious, more dangerous. The darkness is not just an inconvenience. It controls how people live. When the flame dies, the day is over. For thousands of years, humanity accepted this reality. Then, something strange arrived: electricity. At first, it seemed almost magical, invisible power flowing through wires. No flame, no smoke, no burning oil, just light. But the idea frightened many people because nobody could see electricity. And what people cannot see, they often fear. The early days of lighting were surprisingly dangerous. Gas lamps could leak, candles could fall, entire homes could burn down because of a single mistake. Fires were common. Cities lived with constant risk. When electric lighting appeared, people expected safety. Instead, they found new fears. Early electrical systems were confusing. Wires ran through buildings. Some installations were poorly designed. Accidents happened. Newspapers published stories about electric shocks. Rumors spread quickly. Many people believed electricity was a hidden force waiting to kill them. Some families refused to install electric lights at all. Others worried that sleeping near electrical wires would harm them. The fear became so strong that convincing people to trust electricity was almost as difficult as inventing it. But there was another problem. Even if electric lights existed, controlling them was awkward. Some early systems required complicated methods to turn lights on and off. The technology worked. The experience did not. The world needed something simple. Something anyone could use. Something as easy as moving a finger. The story of the light switch begins during a time when inventors were racing to transform the world. Electric lighting was spreading rapidly. Homes, businesses, and streets were slowly becoming brighter. But engineers faced a forgotten challenge. How could ordinary people safely control electricity? Early switches looked nothing like modern ones. Some were large, some were clumsy. Some exposed dangerous electrical parts. Many were unreliable. Then inventors began creating enclosed switches designed to protect users from direct contact with electricity. The goal was simple: keep the danger hidden, keep the control easy. Over time, the designs improved. The switch became smaller, safer, cheaper, more reliable. Eventually, a simple wall-mounted switch emerged. One small movement could instantly command invisible power. It felt almost magical. A person could stand in darkness, touch a wall, and flood an entire room with light. For the first time in history, controlling darkness required almost no effort. And once people experienced it, there was no going back. The change happened quietly. No giant celebration, no dramatic announcement. Just millions of homes slowly becoming brighter. Life after sunset changed forever. Children could read longer. Factories could operate later. Homes became safer. Cities became more active. Night itself began to lose its power. What once required fire now required a simple click. A tiny switch helped transform human behavior, work schedules, entertainment, and daily life. The wall became a control panel for modern living. And most people barely noticed the revolution happening around them. Here's a strange fact few people know. Some early electric switches created visible sparks inside the mechanism whenever they were used. Tiny flashes of electricity appeared every time someone turned on the light. In certain environments, those sparks could become dangerous. That is one reason engineers spent decades improving switch designs and safety systems. Another forgotten fact is that many early homeowners were afraid to touch switches directly. Some believed electricity could jump from the wall into their bodies. Others treated switches with extreme caution, almost like dangerous machines. The simple object we trust today once made people nervous. And perhaps that's the strangest part of the story. The light switch is one of the most successful inventions ever created, precisely because nobody thinks about it anymore. It sits silently on the wall, ignored, forgotten, almost invisible. Yet every day, it performs a small miracle. It gives humans control over something that ruled our ancestors for thousands of years: darkness. So the next time your finger reaches for a switch, remember this. You are touching the final result of centuries of fear, invention, danger, and experimentation. A tiny object born from humanity's struggle against the night. And with one simple click, you command a power that would have looked like magic to almost everyone who came before you.